Good day everyone, I am Savina. For problem statement, I noticed that using relevant and appropriate content in speaking is essential as it will explain the topic well to let us understand our speech. Students failed applying relevant content in their speaking. These students could speak but could not score for Part 1 MUET speaking. Their vocabulary is so limited that they could only speak a few sentences where they are typical band 2.5 and 3 candidates. As a result, they are not interested in MUET speaking and they are too lazy to read books to gain vocabulary. Thus, I carried out this research to make them score a high band for content, which is 24 marks in MUET speaking. Here you also can see that I did a pre-activity, and based on this pre-activity we can see that the students answered the questions individually, and these 10 selected students got below 10 marks for their task fulfillment. A total mark of this section for task fulfillment is 24, which is C2, and it is obvious that they only obtained 2 to 10 range of marks. This is because they did not use the formula in the content in their speaking. It could not expand their ideas. This will put them into A2 and B2. Objectives. Firstly, to address the task effectively with excellent development and ideas. Secondly, students should be able to speak without doubts. Thirdly, students are delighted in creating a video by using Marvellous E-Recipe Video Card, MERVC. And finally, students see a real-world digital medium for communication using ICT. For methodology, I use chemist and McTaggart model of action research. For this stage, teacher has already reflected on themselves and find the cause of the problems that occurred, and the teacher started to do the planning where the interventions take place, and the teacher implemented the MERVC technique in speaking. Here, the teacher explains on how the new method is applied to the students. The teacher is also did pre and post activities at the same time. Finally, the teacher makes a summary of the implementation of the technique carried out on the students, whether it is effective or otherwise.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A very good morning to the examiner and fellow candidates. Today, I'm going to talk about the benefit of homemade meals. First of all, we all know that cooking our own food is a healthy habit to do. But why? First thing first, eating homemade meals is much cheaper than eating at a restaurant. This is because eating homemade meals enable ourselves to consume highly nutritional meals. When we prepare our own food, we can know exactly which and how much ingredients are going into our food. For instance, many fast food products like burger contain high fat, salt and sugar. To justify, when we cook at home, we can control what our meals have in them.
Let's look at the results and discussion. In order to answer quiz 2, which is post activity, students provided enough time to create a recipe video using MERVC formula in speaking. Students used their task fulfillment partially relevant in their e-card. Then they repaired the script with the relevant content, including notes. Part 1 speaking question was given to the students. The outline was given to write the points to speak. Students should write the points according to the outlines, which are point 1 and 2, explanation, examples and justification. The formula of the recipe Porridge, egg roll, Expresso and Jackfruit were recorded in a creative way so that they could identify the problem. They took about a week to finish this activity. After creating the Marvellous E-Recipe Video E-Card successfully, students answered quiz 2. Link quizzes were provided during lesson. The data was collected as well as to determine whether the selected students achieved the objective for quiz 2 or not. Here you can see that they achieved the objective successfully, where they obtained 100%, where we can put them in B2 and C1. The differentiate in between pre and post activity is 10%. Conclusion: after conducting the study, students were able to clarify that using the MERVC is able to improve students' speaking competence with certain conditions and progress. Students have been able to address relevant content correctly in speaking. Students have also successfully answered the quiz and achieved I marks to put them in B2 and C1. This indirectly indicates that their understanding of using task fulfillment in speaking by using formula of healthy meal. These students can speak very well, and there are some reflection from the students. Firstly, I like to cook marvelous meals, although I'm not good in cooking. The most important thing is I learned how to address the relevant content in speaking. I have the confidence that I can score with flying colors in speaking after learning this formula. And this formula has really helped me to address excellent ideas and content in my speaking. Here, it is crystal clear that the pre-university students will be able to speak by using Marvellous E-Recipe Video Card formula in speaking.